Welcome you all. In this video, we are going to see about full stack Docker Compose hosting in AWS with Ansible. For this purpose, first let me open Ansible in my Windows PowerShell. Then I will be writing two files. One is the host file, which will hold the AWS addresses. Second one is the playbook, which will hold the configurations, what I need to do in that machine. Okay, these two files I will be writing in my Ansible, and I will be installing the full stack front end, back end with database with the Docker containers in multiple AWS machines. This is the target. Now for this purpose, I'm just opening the PowerShell to open the Ansible. I open the PowerShell. Now I want to log in to Ubuntu environment. So WSL space -d space Ubuntu U capital. Now enter. It is logged in as the username. My name is there in the username. I want to switch it to root account. So sudo space -i asking password. I'm just giving it. So I am inside the root now. As you all know, last time when I did in the last video, we did the checking with this hello.yaml file. Now we'll be creating one more configuration file. Okay. To create the second configuration file, we have to say nano space the file name. The file name may be anything like I can say config. Config is the playbook. Okay. Config dot YAML. Nano space config dot YAML. So this is the playbook which is going to hold the configurations. I will show you the configurations. See now, the first line says uh, it is just going to do Docker Compose in AWS EC2. This is just a name. You can have any name here. And then the second line says what is a set name. For example, I'm going to have AWS set, which will hold two IP addresses of EC2. That means two target machines. This is the set name. Become true is nothing but executing as a root user in the target machine. Okay, root user in the target machine. Then I'm just saying my local folder. Okay, and what folder should be in my target machine. These are two variables holding two locations. In my local, I am going to have Docker Compose file, which I am going to shift it to my AWS home, Ubuntu, and Docker Compose app folder. Okay, in the two target machines, I'm going to shift it to here. How I'm going to shift it? First, I'm going to say multiple tasks. Okay, multiple tasks. All these are the tasks. Okay, all these are the tasks. The very first task says you are going to create the directory. Okay, this compose dir. That means this directory you are going to create in the target machine if it does not exist. If it exists, you will be going with the same directory. And you are giving the permission. That means root user can edit and read. Other users can only read. Okay, this is the first task. Second task, I want my Docker Compose to be synchronized with this target folder. That means whatever I'm doing here should reflect there. So that synchronization I given in the second task. Third task is to install the Docker in the target machine. If Docker version is null, then from this location you are installing, that means you are downloading this file. Okay, you are downloading this sh file. Then you are executing this sh file to install the Docker. Okay, so once the target machine does not have Docker, you are installing that. Then you are starting the Docker. Okay. Similarly, the Docker compose. If the target machine does not have, that means null, does not have the Docker compose, then from this location, you are downloading and keeping the file on this location. Okay. Then the file permission you are editing. That means executable permission you are providing. Then Docker is installed, Docker is started, Docker compose is ready. Now you have to start the application. How to start the application? You have to go to a particular location. That means that compose dir specifies this one, home Ubuntu Docker compose app. So you have to go to a particular location. You can use this arcs and chdir, or else you can use the cd. Any one you can use. This says you are going to the location, and in that location, the shell command you are providing docker compose space up -d for detached running. That means there you are starting the docker compose. Okay. So now this file need to be executed means you need this docker compose to be in your Ubuntu environment, the current Ansible environment. Okay. Then only this file will get executed. Now I'm just giving Control X to save this. Okay. And coming out. Now I will give ls. See, I'm having config.yaml, this playbook ready, but I'm not having the Docker compose folder here. Okay, I have to bring it here. Where is my Docker compose folder? My Docker compose folder is in this location. Okay, is in different location. Okay, I am having the location with me. This is the location of my Docker compose folder. In my system, in this location, I'm having the files. Okay, so these files, okay, this Docker compose one actually not required. The first three file only required. These files, okay, I have to shift it to my Ansible environment. Ansible environment. That means to the PowerShell. How to shift it? I have to use this copy command in the PowerShell. See, this command says copy recursively -r recursively. Okay, MNT says you are mounting. You are mounting. Okay, inside this you are having the location of your file where it is. Okay, this is the source, and this last one is a destination. Okay, destination is the current root folder. Okay, and I'm just giving enter here. See, in your system, if it is showing some error, you have to correct this location, source location correctly to this format. Okay, you can use ChatGPT to correct the source location. Okay, and then shift it to the target location. Now I'm just giving ls here. You can able to see Docker compose here. That means it is properly shifted. Now I'm having the Docker Compose here. Now the next one, what I have to do, I need to create the host file. Okay. In the host file, I need to say the AWS target machine data. Okay. So where I have to create the host file cd space dot dot. I have to go into the etc and then Ansible. Okay. Then here there is one file name with the host. So this file I have to open. In my previous video, I had done with this file. So I'm opening the same file in the nano editor. You can able to see here localhost is the set, local is a set, and localhost is the first machine. In this, I can have my AWS. Okay. So I'm creating one more set called AWS. Here I need to give the AWS machine IP address. That means I need the machines, right? Then only I can give the IP address and username and password too. You should give IP address, username, and password. So now we will create that. I already opened the console. Okay, here I'm just going to change my location to North Virginia. In this location, I will be going with EC2. I'm going to create my EC2. Okay. So my first EC2 will have VM1 as the name, virtual machine 1. I will be using Ubuntu OS. Then T2.micro is not sufficient actually. So I'm just going with the free one. Okay. There is only one free one is listing here, which is not going to be sufficient. Okay, I will be going with T2 dot medium. Okay, T2 dot medium, which is not in a free tier. Then in key pair, I can create one new key pair. Okay, this key pair is going to be the password. So I'm just saying pass. Okay, pass is the key name. Create the key pair. Once the key is downloaded, okay, I'm just cutting this key and I will have it in this location. Okay, in this location. Then select, if you want to go with new security group, you can. I'm just going with the existing security group. There is only one security group actually here. So I'm just going with the default one. I want minimum of 10 GB memory. So I'm just going with 10 GB GP3. So launch the instance. Once I launch the instance, I'm just going to the security group of that instance. I'm changing the security group. Okay, I'm changing the security group inbound rules. That means incoming traffic rules. Edit inbound rules. Already it is having all traffic. Suppose in your case it is not having, what you have to do? Add rule, all traffic, and you have to select IPv4. Then you have to save rule. Now it will allow all the traffic inside the mission. Now the mission is ready actually. So I'm just going to details. I will copy the IP address of this mission. Okay. This IP address actually I have to use. Before that, I need one more line to do this. Say I'll be using this particular line. Okay, this is the format. In this particular line, I just want to replace my IP. Okay. So what is my AWS IP that I have to copy and paste it here. So then my username is Ubuntu. This is common for all the Ubuntu OS. And then what is my key name? What is my key name? I created the key name in the name of pass, PASS pass. So that pass, I'm just giving it. Okay. So the first mission address is okay. I need one more like this. So I can copy this. Okay. I can copy this line like this, going to edit and copy, and I will paste once again. But second line should have different IP address. That means one more machine I need, right? So the second machine I'll be creating here. Okay, one more. So I can say here action, image and templates. By taking the first machine, I can create launch more like this, launch more like this. So the second mission, I will have the name as VM2. Okay, virtual machine 2 with the same Ubuntu OS and T2.medium. Okay, with the same Ubuntu OS and T2.medium, with the same passkey, with the same default 10 GB storage. Okay, default security group and 10 GB storage. Now launch the second machine. Remember the second machine also using the same security group which I modified. So second machine also I'm taking, I'm copying the address. I'm just pasting the address here. So two machine addresses are ready in the AWS set. Now I just want to save it. So Control X, overwrite it. It is saved. So I'm just going back uh, to my root folder. Okay. In my root folder, I'm having this Docker compose file ready and config.yaml also ready. In host file, I'm having two locations ready. Now the next step. Okay. I already, okay. Now the next step, actually I need the key. Okay. I need to prepare the key file. Where I have to prepare the key file? I should be preparing the key file in this root directory. Okay. From this directory only it will pick the key file. So I need to have the key file here. Okay. So how to bring the key file here? Now I'm having the key in this location. I have to copy to the Ansible. Once again, I will use the same command which I used last time. Okay. But the file name is going to be different. The file name is going to be pass.pm. Now I'm just executing this. It is saying there is no pass.pm in this particular location. Okay. I need to change my location then. What is my location actually? My location is this one. Okay, I'm just copying this location. I want to change it. So I'm going to change from here to here. That means between MNT and pass.pm, I'm just going to paste it. You can put the small c here and without colon. Okay, small c and without colon. Let me check now. I just replaced the command. Okay, I just corrected the command by giving to ChatGPT this particular line. Okay, uh, so this line will be trying. The location you have to change in a particular format like this. Now it has been copied. Just give ls, you can able to see the pass.pm here. That means the key file is coming to your root folder. Okay, so you do one thing, whatever the location you had, you just try to do like this. If it is not coming, you just correct the line by giving to AI and then again make it here. You will get that. Now, The key is also ready. The configuration file is ready. The Docker Compose, the folder is ready. Actually, this Docker Compose folder is having front end folder, back end folder, and one Docker Compose file. Three items. Okay. So now I have to execute this. Okay. Shall we try to execute? So how to execute this? One more correction. I have to just check it. Okay, I have to just check it. I'll be checking this config.yaml once, nano space config.yaml. Okay, here you can able to see I had applied the host for AWS. That means the two machines. Okay, the two machines. Okay, control Y, control X, exit. Now I need to just execute. How to execute? Ansible hyphen playbook space. The file name of your Ansible playbook is config.yaml. I'm just going to execute this. So it is starting the execution. Since it is for the first time, it is asking whether you need to add the IP to the list. Yes, you just give yes. Okay, there is one error. We will check it. Okay, the error actually says we have not given permission for the key file. Okay, we should be giving permission for the key uh, to be accessed. So I'm just copying the chmod permission. You have to say your key file name, that is pass. Okay, I'm just giving the permission. This should be executed in the place where the key is actually there. That means pass.pem. Okay, now I'm just going to execute it again. Ansible playbook. I'm just giving yes. Let me wait for the execution now. Now you can able to see the first line says it is connecting. Okay, it is creating the directory. It is synchronizing the Docker Compose file. That means it is saving kind of. It is shifting the file to that EC2. Still, we have to wait for further 2, 3 steps. Now you can able to see it has been executed. That means installing the Docker, starting the Docker, installing the Docker Compose, starting the Docker Compose application in both the places, and finally the status of the first mission, status of the second mission with no failures. OK represents newly done work, changed represents modified work, and failed represents which actually failed. Okay, so now we need to check it in the original machine. Okay, so I'm just going to my AWS. Uh, See, here I have not done anything except creating the machine and giving this data to my Ansible. My Ansible actually uh, done all this configurations inside the machine. Just I'm copying the address of the first machine. Okay, colon 8082 slash e-commerce. Okay, I'm just opening the first one. Similarly, I can show you the database part slash colon 8083 slash back one is the database part. Okay, this is the first mission. Second mission also we can check. Second mission, just copy the second mission IP. Similarly, 8083 slash e-commerce. Okay, sorry, 8082 slash e-commerce. Okay, and 8083 slash back one. This is for the backend one. So second machine's backend, front end, first machine's backend and front end, all are running. Okay. Uh, Actually, I forget one more step in this. What I forget is uh, in this Docker Compose, okay, initially we have to open the CMD and VS Code in this location. For database connectivity, I'm just saying it to you. In the front end, you are having SRC services, auth service, card service, and product service. Three are there. In this IP address should be your backend's IP address. You are having two backends, so you give any one of the backend, no issue. Both your front end will communicate the same backend. Okay, even if you have front end in the Azure, it will communicate to this particular backend IP address. Okay, so you have to give one of the machine's IP here. Okay, in all the three files, so that both the machines will work, right? This particular one I forget, but anyway, uh, we are having the things working here, but database part, you have to give it that IP, then only you can able to sign up and sign it, right? I hope so you understood as of now what I had done. And see, when you want to do multi-cloud also, it is possible. You can have one in Azure and one and few in AWS, so that in all the machines, it will be hosting the same data. Okay. With the help of Ansible, we can able to do this. And thank you.